When you do have that intimacy, then the effect of prayer is realignment. It's a realignment of your entire priority life. Verse 10 says, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Now, if I'm speaking generally, there are two basic kinds of people that pray. There are people who want to use God, and there are people who want to serve God. And the user says, look, I've got all these goals. I want to be happy, I want to be comfortable, and I want to be successful, and I know all the parameters that are going to make me that way. So toe the line, God. And look, if there are some requirements, just tell me what those requirements are, and I will do those things so that I can have what I want. So that I can hold up my end of the bargain. Do you see what it really is? I mean, it's basically a union negotiation. Tell us what we can do so that we can get the wage that we want. That's using God, ultimately. But a person who's serving God says, you're the mighty God. You're the creator of all things, of heaven and earth. I owe you for everything that I am. I owe you for the very breath I breathe. And so therefore, I just am so thankful to you. Just show me how I can serve you. And that's ultimately what you see in this prayer. How do you know which one you are? Well, a user and a server completely diverge when their prayers aren't answered. If you're a user and your prayer is not answered, you're angry, you're upset, you're disappointed, you're distraught by the fact that your prayers weren't answered. But a server says, I don't have to understand it, but I don't have to. Because your will, nothing more, nothing less, nothing else matters. I want to have that in my life. That attitude, your will, nothing more, nothing less, nothing else, is what's going to change your heart and is going to bring you back into its true orbit, centered on the glory of God, not yourself. If you are in Christ, right? This is what we talk about all the time, being in Christ. You're a new creation in Christ. Your desire, like his desire then, is to see the Father glorified. See, that's what Jesus ultimately prayed in the garden. John chapter 17, verse 4. I glorified you on earth, having accomplished the work that you gave me to do. He goes on to say that he did that by showing people the Father. I glorified your name by showing them you. How did he do it? He lived out who he was. He says, I did that by bringing them to you, Father. See, to see everyone experience the love of God deeply, richly, fully, that is to live in the center of God's will. And so Jesus ends his prayer this way: I made known to them your name, and I will continue to make it known, that the love with which you have loved me may be in them and I in them. Do you know what the will of God is? That's it. His will is that those people that you think are so difficult, those people that you find so frustrating that you don't want to spend another second with, might know him. Oh, those people? Can't mean those people. Yeah, it turns out he loves them too. Which means his will is that you will love them in the way that he loves them. When Jesus says, love your enemies, this is what he's talking about. So that's what you're praying when you say, your will be done. May I be moved into places among people that will exalt your name, because that's what he's interested in. His name being exalted. But you're also saying your will be done. You're saying, I'll accept whatever answer you give me to my next request, which is, give us this day our daily bread. Because if we truly want his will to be done, that should be enough for us. Our daily bread is taken care of, whatever that looks like. By the way, it isn't what you think it is. That phrase, daily bread, in all of our translations, translates a Greek word that only exists in Jesus' prayer. It doesn't appear anywhere else in the Bible. And it doesn't appear in any other Greek writing either. 0 other places among all of the Greek writings that we have from history. This is the only place that it appears, which means that the translators didn't know what to do with it when they encountered it. The word is epiousios, and it means over essence of being. How does that translate, give us our daily bread? I have no idea. But it doesn't go nearly far enough. You can see how that literal translation just doesn't jive with what you thought it meant, because it doesn't. It's not just food in your belly. What Jesus is really saying is, your will be done, and so would you give us the things that show us who we really are? That's your over essence of being. Show me what you see me as. That's what I really need. And so many preachers have said, "Oh, daily bread, those are the things those are the things that we really need." And yes, that's true, as opposed to wants, that's true. But this is what we actually need, not the things we think we need. The understanding then of who we really are. Not who I think I am or who I want you to affirm that I am. It's who God sees me as. The over essence of me. See, the truth and the reality of my life as it's currently constituted is that I am deeply sinful. I'm endlessly flawed. I'm impatient, stubborn, selfish. Some of you can relate. Me personally, I'm not accusing any of you of this. Me personally have terrible anger issues. If you were on our men's retreat, you heard me confess that. In other words, my needs as I see them are significant, way beyond whether or not I have enough food to eat. So how do I get out of that? How does God reign supreme within me, which is what I prayed for when I said, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I'm also saying that about myself. How do I allow God to reign supreme in me? And Jesus says, this is how. Ask the Father to give you your over essence. Have him explain it to you. Have him show it to you. Have him execute that change in you that will bring about this understanding of how he sees you. The essence and understanding of who you are. In other words, make me into who you say I am, Father. Because that will change everything going forward for me. Because that is a divine perspective that does not originate with me. And it never can.